The lively train station was bustling with activity as travelers hurried toward their platforms, the usual air of urgency and excitement filling the space. Among them, Dr. Serena Ellis, a renowned black billionaire and innovative businesswoman, moved with poise. Her tailored outfit radiated sophistication, drawing quiet attention from those around her. Serena had just wrapped up a series of intense meetings and was eager to return home. Her luxury cabin seat was confirmed, a reward she had rightfully earned through her determination and achievements. As she neared the boarding gate, a staff member stepped forward to intercept her. "Excuse me, ma'am," the employee said hesitantly, holding a clipboard. "There's an issue with your seat." Serena raised a curious eyebrow. "An issue? My seat is confirmed," she replied, presenting her ticket. The staff member shifted uncomfortably. "It seems there's been a mix-up. Your assigned seat is no longer available, and we'll need to place you elsewhere." Serena's expression remained calm, though a hint of frustration flickered in her eyes. "That's not acceptable," she said. "Please get the manager." Moments later, the train's conductor, Henry Blake, approached. A tall man with graying hair and a neatly pressed uniform. He exuded authority but lacked warmth. His demeanor was curt as he addressed Serena. "What's the problem here?" Henry asked briskly. "My seat in first class has been reassigned without explanation," Serena said evenly. "I'd like to know why." The conductor barely glanced at the ticket she held out. "It's taken. You'll have to move," he stated flatly. Serena's patience thinned. "This is my reserved seat," she insisted. "I paid for it, and I expect it to be available." Henry's face hardened, his tone becoming dismissive. "I don't have time for this. Your seat is occupied, and you're being relocated." "That's final." Serena's calm resolve didn't waver. "This has never been an issue before. I'd like a proper explanation." Henry's irritation flared. "I don't care how many times you've traveled. You're moving, or I'll call security to handle this." Serena stood her ground, her voice firm but measured. "I'm not causing any trouble. I'm simply standing up for my rights as a paying passenger." Without warning, Henry's frustration erupted into action. He grabbed her arm and shoved her backward, causing Serena to stumble and nearly fall. She regained her footing, her heart racing, as the surrounding passengers watched in shocked silence. "Security!" Henry barked before storming away. Serena stood frozen for a moment, stunned not only by the physical altercation, but by the sheer injustice of the situation. Her arm throbbed from the force of the shove, but it was the humiliation and blatant discrimination that stung the most. As she steadied herself, two security guards appeared. One addressed her in a detached tone. "Ma'am, we need you to leave the platform." Serena's mind reeled as the weight of the situation sank in. This wasn't about a seat. It was about something much deeper. Passengers murmured amongst themselves, their voices a mix of sympathy and apathy, as Serena faced the unfair reality before her. She took a deep breath, refusing to let the moment break her, even as she felt the sting of injustice burn inside. Serena finally picked up the phone, her voice calm but tinged with emotion. "Dad, something's happened," she began. "I need you to listen." As she recounted the events at the station, her frustration began to evolve into a fierce determination. Her father, Nathaniel Carter, listened intently, his voice steady but underscored with a controlled anger as he processed the injustice his daughter had faced. "I'll take care of this," Nathaniel said firmly. "This isn't over." Serena felt the weight of his words settle over her. This wasn't just a personal slight. It was a symbol of a much larger battle. As she ended the call, she knew they were about to challenge something far bigger than themselves. Meanwhile, at the railway company's headquarters, CEO Malcolm Reed received an urgent call. "Mr. Reed, we've got a serious situation," the voice on the other end said. "It's about a passenger, Dr. Serena Ellis." Reed frowned. "What happened?" he asked, his tone sharp. The details were relayed to him, and his stomach sank. Serena Ellis wasn't just any traveler. She was the daughter of Nathaniel Carter, one of the wealthiest and most influential black leaders in the nation. The potential fallout from this incident could devastate the company's reputation. Reed immediately started making calls, gearing up for the inevitable storm. Back at the station, Conductor Henry Blake remained unaware of the chain reaction he had set off. He thought his actions were routine, just another decision to assert authority. But when he was summoned to a private office, the gravity of the situation began to dawn on him. "Do you even realize who you just tried to push out of their seat?" the operations manager demanded, her voice edged with frustration. Henry stared blankly. "She was just another passenger causing trouble," he muttered. The manager's eyes narrowed. "She's the daughter of Nathaniel Carter. Do you have any idea what you've done?" News of the incident had already reached Nathaniel, who wasted no time assembling his legal team. Furious not only for his daughter's mistreatment, but for the broader implications, he addressed his team with clarity and resolve. "This isn't just about Serena," Nathaniel declared. "This is about challenging the systems that allow this kind of behavior to persist." Serena, with the backing of her father, filed a formal complaint against the railway company. Within hours, the story made headlines, sparking a tidal wave of outrage online. Hashtags like #JusticeForSerena and #SystemicChange trended on social media as the public rallied behind her. Henry Blake was suspended pending investigation, and the company scrambled to contain the growing crisis. Serena wasn't content with just an apology. She sought accountability, not only for herself, but for everyone who had endured similar injustices. This wasn't just about her seat on a train. It was about dismantling a mindset that allowed discrimination to thrive. As the legal battle unfolded, Serena and her father presented a united front. The company's legal team attempted to downplay the situation, but Serena's lead attorney, the brilliant and fearless Angela Cruz, built an airtight case. Serena's testimony was riveting as she recounted every detail of the incident with grace and resolve. "I never asked for special treatment," Serena said on the stand, her voice unwavering. "All I wanted was the respect I've earned as a paying passenger and as a human being." When Henry's defense argued it was a simple misunderstanding, Serena's response silenced the courtroom. "This wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a deliberate act. I was singled out because of my race, and I will not let that truth be ignored." The jury deliberated, and the verdict was swift. Henry Blake was found guilty of discrimination and assault. He was sentenced to 6 months of probation, and the railway company faced a substantial fine for failing to prevent such behavior. The public celebrated the outcome as a victory for justice, but Serena saw it as a beginning. With her father's unwavering support, she vowed to continue fighting for systemic change, knowing that her efforts could help build a world where no one else would have to endure what she did. Serena stood on the courthouse steps, the crisp air buzzing with the hum of reporters and supporters who had gathered to hear her speak. The sun peeked through gray clouds, a fitting metaphor for the hard-fought clarity after the storm. She took a deep breath, looking out at the sea of faces, a mix of determination, solidarity, and hope. "This isn't just about me," she began, her voice strong and clear. "This is about every person who's been silenced, dismissed, or told they don't belong. It's about a system that needs to change, and today we've taken the first step toward making that happen." Applause erupted as her words resonated. Nathaniel stood behind her, a quiet yet commanding figure, his pride evident. This was the legacy they were building, not just wealth or success, but a future where respect and equality were the norm, not exceptions. As Serena left the podium, she felt lighter, though she knew the journey wasn't over. The fight against systemic injustice would be long, but this victory was proof that change was possible. With the world watching, Serena was ready to lead the charge, not just for herself, but for everyone who dared to demand a seat at the table.